In the words of Yngwie Malmsteen,
Hi, welcome to the video.
this is a new series on how I approach guitar technique, beginning with founding principles and how to do chop building with these, and we're going to look at a finger synchronization exercise today that I can apply to all the different styles of guitar. So I'm going to show you on my classical guitar with rest stroke, then I'm going to show you a different fingerstyle approach on an acoustic guitar, and then I'm going to progress to plectrum style and also hybrid picking on electric guitar. So we're going to use a simple exercise that uses some chromatic notes on the neck, and we're going to apply that to all 6 strings. So we're focusing not just on speed but on finger synchronization, and we are going to just apply 16 notes to one string, and we're going to go through doing a chromatic exercise. So we're going to do fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to mix things up a little bit. 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. So we're going to keep the left hand the same for all of the guitar styles. The sitting position may vary slightly. And then I'm going to demonstrate how we can use the different right hand approaches to approach this for each style that we want to be able to play. So we can do classical, we can do country, we can do shred guitar, we can do blues rock, and it's all applicable, and then we can get a variety of different tones with different uses of fingerstyle and the plectrum. So first I'm just going to demonstrate with IM fingers like we would do for a beginner classical lesson. So if you don't know, we name the fingers. P is pulgar, so that is the Spanish for thumb. I indico for index finger. M medio for middle. A annular for ring finger. And C chiquito, which we won't be using today, as we tend to only use that for flamenco rasgueado strumming. So just to get started, we're going to try the high E string, and we're going to do a rest stroke motion, and I will demonstrate in front and count out the notes, and then I'm going to demonstrate with a close-up of the right hand. So we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we began with the middle finger on the stroke, and we're also doing what's called rest stroke. So we're touching against the strings. And then in reverse, we've just finished with our index, so we're going to do middle to start again. So M, I, going 4, 3, 2, 1 on the frets. So now we're going to do the mixed up bit, and we're going to go 1, 4, 3, 4, and then we're going 2, 4, 3, 4. And the observant of you will notice that I'm creating a bunch of banana shape with this hand, so the fingers are splayed out either side and more straightforwards in the middle, and that allows for the best access to each fret, so we're always as close as we can be, and that alleviates difficulty in squeezing. So if I repeat that again, so the fret numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. And so at some points I'm gently letting go with my middle finger, but generally I'm holding my hand into that bunch of bananas position on the right hand, and on the left hand I'm always dropping back against the B string. So once we've done that on one string, we can do that on all 6 strings, and then we practice the transition jumping from each one. So I'm going to start on the low E and then work to the top then. once we've got the hang of that basic pattern and we've got it under our fingers, we can then try it again with a metronome. So I'll demonstrate the next time when I'm doing the right hand along to a metronome so you can hear how that sounds. And gradually you can incrementally increase the speed. I'm just going to demonstrate that again, but focusing on the right hand. And we're going to use rest stroke throughout, apart from this first string, so string number 6, the low E string. So I'm going to imagine there's a string behind, so I'm not going to hit the fingerboard, but I'm going to rest into the air and try and do the same depth as I would be doing on top of a string. So if you're new to it, then you might want to practice just doing that on the A string first and then go back and then try and work on keeping that range of motion the same. So you may notice with this technique, I'm not completely elevating the whole of my hand, and as I drop from string to string, I'm actually laying my thumb across 2 strings and stabilising my hand because I want to keep this position at all times. And you can see that I'm resting back against the previous string every time, and I'm always leading with the middle. So middle finger first, and that is because the index finger is better at following because it's the most dominant finger. So next up we're adopting a slightly different sitting position. So I'm now crossing my right leg over my left and resting the guitar onto my right leg. And this time we're going to do a free stroke motion. So we're trying to keep the range of motion fairly similar, but we're going to make more of a open cupped hand like that to begin with. And we are going to incorporate the thumb this time. So I'm going to lead with the thumb, and then I'm still going to follow next with the middle finger and index. And I'll just demonstrate that on 1 string, just for speed, so that we're not sitting through the whole exercise again. So I'm going to lead with the thumb, then the middle, then the index finger, then the thumb again, then middle, index, thumb, middle, and then I repeat that for the next part of the exercise. So thumb, middle, index, thumb, thumb, middle, index, thumb. So sped up, that looks like this. If you notice, I'm now completely suspended above the strings. So next up we're going to play the electric guitar, but I'm just going to show you that we're maintaining the same position that we began with, and I'm now back in my classical guitarist position, and I'm using this small rest that's very similar to the rest that I use for my classical guitar. Obviously that is optional. Some people would choose to sit on the right leg position for electric guitar, so that is just personal preference. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Right, so I'm going to redirect back down to the right hand, and I'll demonstrate the picking motion. So with the picking motion, I like to lean slightly forwards, and I pluck mainly between my thumb and finger in a similar style to Yngwie Malmsteen that we saw at the beginning. So we can approach this slightly differently, so we can do a more wrist-based approach and pluck like this, but my personal preference is to do the slanted pick that way. So I'm leading with the nearest edge to the string rather than completely flat, and I'm going to lead down with the nearest edge to the string, and then it's the opposite edge that's nearest on the way back. So I'll put the metronome back on, and again I'll just demonstrate on one string for speed. So here's that again, just going across all 6 strings so that you can see the transition between the strings as well. And I'm going to be using this edge to mute the strings lower down as I reach higher up. Okay, so finally we're going to look at more of a country approach. So we're going back to the same method that we used for the entirely fingerstyle version where we were playing free stroke, but this time we're incorporating the plectrum, so we've now lost a finger and we're going to use the ring finger in the middle. So we're using P and I together as an artificial thumb with the plectrum held down, and then we're doing the ring finger in place of the middle and the middle in place of the index, so annular and medio. So we're basically doing P-A-M, P-A-M every time. And for this technique, we're more looking for the spank and pop from the fingers, and we're using quite a trebly sound. So I've got my David Gilmour style modification with a push-pull pot, and I'm using the neck pickup and the bridge pickup to give a bit more of a Telecaster sound on my Stratocaster. Also, it's worth noting this time I'm going to keep the pick a little bit flatter and I'm going to go straight on because we want a bit more of a spanky poppy sound. And so that completes our delve into right hand finger technique and finger synchronisation using a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4 fingering pattern on the left hand. So as you get better at doing this exercise, you'll want to gradually increase the frets, and as you finish one position, slide your little finger up to the next position, work all the way down, and then slide your index finger up to the next position and keep going up until your fingers are tired. So we're also working on not squeezing too hard and keeping the fingers relaxed, as if we have too much tension, then we're not going to be able to build the speed that we want. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you next time for my next delve into technique focus.